You're watching Good Morning Nigeria, and newspaper review is up.
Yeah, our newspaper reviewer, Chukwudi Okoli Abuja, is here with us. Chooks, good morning.
Good morning, Demola.
Another
On a very
bright
cold
week.
morning. Yeah, bright week, of course. I woke up very positive. Things are going to happen for me this week.
Very cold, you say?
It's very cold.
Where?
No, the weather is cool, actually.
Jumai, you should see your doctor from time to time.
I come from a place where when it's cold, it's cold. Not Abuja. Abuja weather is just like AC weather
that's
to
what
us.
she says all the time.
No, you should understand her.
I am what my people call ikrepo.
No, you don't understand her. That Meno, whatever.
Okay, you want
Let's
to
go.
expose me on air. All the hot flush and all that, eh?
It's okay.
Mr. Chukwudi, good morning.
Morning, my
Let
dear.
me quickly begin with the Blueprint newspaper. And above the masthead of the Blueprint newspaper, treat gunshot victims before police report. I think that's the National Association of Resident Doctors urging hospitals. You find the details on page 10. And below the masthead, Autumn Alia Bika over 100 billion infrastructure loan. And it's on page 17. And in sports, Super Eagles arrive Uyo after aircraft scare. That was indeed quite a scare for Nigerians. Thank God they are back home. And just by the picture story here, Yakubu reforms laid foundation for credible polls. That's attributed to INEC. And 50 staff attacked under ex-commission bars. And the headlines, Presidency, why 2027 is not yet Southeastern. That's attributed to the Minister of Works, Umahi. Outriders list critical multi-billion ongoing projects. And PDP risks total collapse in region if Mba joins APC. That's coming from Okechukwu. And FG to defiant ASU, your 2-week strike no longer justified, says all concerns already addressed. Want to know all about that? You go to page 8. And at the bottom plate, Fitch reaffirms Nigeria's B rating amid declining inflation. Find the details on page 22. Global trade expands by 500 billion naira in HI 2025. That's a report not attributed to anybody now. 2026 Hajj, Saudi releases health advisory to intending pilgrims. It's on page 20. And Lagos records 3,629 cases of violence against children in 1 year. Find all the details in the paper. Mr. Demola?
Okay, I have the Daily Times newspaper here with me. And just above that nameplate, we have Nigeria lost 3.09% oil output in September to strike. That's NUPRC. Details of that story is on page 12. Federal government threatens no work, no pay as ASU begins nationwide strike. Details of that main story is on page 2 as well. Analyst seeks data harmonization to use NIN for elections. Mba's exit signals end of PDP in Southeast Okechukwu. Article 2, Tinubu, reckless use of presidential pardon undermines justice and emboldens criminality. Details of that story can be found on page 15. Global mortality rate declines by 67%. Details of that story can be found on page 13. Okay.
The Business NG, and above the masthead of the Business NG, Bala Mohammed accuses APC of plotting one-party states, says PDP will reclaim power in 2027. And Nigeria's public debt hits 152.4 trillion, nears 100 billion mark. You find the details on page 2. And below the masthead, Coastal Road controversy. Makinde Umwahi clash deepens as Nigerians seek clarity on cost. Details also on page 2. And a concerning story here, Nigerians groan as cooking gas prices bite harder. You find the details on page 2 also. And election year, spending threatens economic stability, says CBN. And Naira set to end 2025 at 1,458 Naira to a dollar. That's attributed to the Standard Bank. And Nigeria plans 2.8 billion euro bond. Sukuk issuance to strengthen reserves and finance budget. You also find the details on page 2. Mr. Chukudi? Gas again.
Yeah, gas. What I'm not very sure about is what has caused the latest hike. It was 25,000 Naira about a week and a half ago, but I hear is dropping. I went to a filling station and they said it's now 16,500 or so. That suggests that it is not really an official pricing. That it's not really official pricing that has caused it.
Maybe there was scarcity
because of the fluctuation.
Because they are saying it's 3,000 Naira per kilogram in Lagos.
Yeah, whatever price it goes for, there would always be how much you sell a kilogram.
How much
so
you
if
buy.
it's how much you buy a kilogram. So let's assume that it's going to stabilize over time, because I've not heard anything concerning an official,
statement.
I bought it at 19,500 last week.
19,500. It had already started coming down because it hit 25,000 really.
Wow.
But I went to a filling station and they told me 16.5. So you can see that there's variation. ASU and government. I don't know whether the matter can be settled here on earth. It's really unfortunate what is happening.
When will they settle with Mr. Chukudi?
I don't know. I have to go hyperbolic because it's a long-running thing. I'm tired of telling you about that famous caption somebody made. FG, please don't. ASU, we will. Talking about a looming strike.
That was then.
I'll never forget that TV
That was back then.
caption. And the story has not changed since then. So what is it with ASU and government? Have they become cat and dog? They can see eye to eye. The government is saying we've met a good chunk of what has happened, if not all. There's no basis for going on strike. But maybe what has become an issue now is if they go on strike, are they going to be paid? I think the last time government eventually paid them. But what do our labor laws say on this matter? If I had a company and somebody goes on strike, and I don't think that strike is justified, I'm not likely to want to pay that person. But you can't speak like that in ASU matters, government workers matter. A lot of considerations come into it. When you're dealing with federal government institutions, federal government workers and all that, concerning strikes and all, there are a lot of colors between black and white.
So there's a lot of compromise.
Exactly. It is not you do this, I do that. It doesn't work that way. But whatever it requires to resolve this, it's about time. This has gone on for just too long. If I were an editor, I'll begin to ask myself whether it's worth putting in my news anymore. That's what I'm doing now.
And state universities won't go on strike. Private universities won't go on strike.
Exactly.
So
they won't go on strike. It's the federal universities.
And our children will stay home.
No. Sometimes the state university.
Sometimes they have started pulling out of late.
State university do join.
Not all states.
Exactly. That is part.
Not the private.
That is part of the reasonable autonomy we are asking for. You don't hear that an institution went on strike in the UK and the other ones who go on in other parts of that. It doesn't really work that way. I think we need to mature out of certain things. I'm not arguing against ASU. Neither am I saying
need to mature out of
government to have
strikes.
done so well. The way it is, we need to be objective umpires, arbitrators between them, because we want the matter to come to an end. Umahi is saying somewhere it's not the turn of the southeast, when it gets to 2031, if the APC...
2031.
2031, if the APC is still there, we don't know how politics will pan out. He says it is then that the southeast would... and I'm telling him the gentleman's agreement in Nigeria would kick in. And then in 2031, if President Ahmed Tinubu is lucky to continue, somebody is going to tell you it's the turn of a northerner, so this is my theory. I don't know. I don't know how...
North and South.
Yes. And for Nigeria, the way I'm not one to... The Kennedys ruled America for so long, and not one American said it's coming from one family. They don't think
even
like
the
that.
The Bush.
They wanted, do we have good water? Do we have good education? Is our military still doing... It is still an African thing. That's why I tell you that clannishness, tribalism, ethnicity is a major contender.
I was going to say that because they've gone past...
Exactly, they've gone past those days. They don't care whether one family wants to die in the White House over there.
What they look at is the merit.
The merit. Are they providing what we need? They don't even begin to think like that at all.
America first.
Yes.
You come from anywhere you can run.
It doesn't matter to them.
Become anything.
So Africa is still maturing. I don't know whether Africa can ever mature out of that thinking.
No, we will.
Because Africa is a clannish arrangement.
No. We'll get there.
Are you sure?
It will take time, but...
Which African country has got there? It's okay.
What do you mean?
Demola, I like your optimism, but sometimes I want us to erect it on very viable grounds, It's okay, no problem.
We're just laying the foundation now. We're building the foundation.
Unless we remove ethnicity.
I know many foundations we have been laying since I was in primary school.
Unless we remove ethnicity, religion, and tribe
That's
from
the
our
point.
politics, that is the way we can move
That
forward.
is the
But
point.
as long as we say this is from the north, look, I don't care if Nigeria is going to get better. If you come from Congo, I'll vote for you. I don't care where you come from. I hope you understand. But as long as we say he is our own, no, it must go to the north, it must go to the south, it must go to the east. It doesn't make sense.
It's prehistoric thinking.
Yes.
If we have a dazzling northerner, a dazzling southeasterner, a dazzling northwesterner, somebody from the north southwest, for crying out, put that person in Aso Rock. We are interested in the utilities you're giving us.
We saw what happened
problem of trust now.
Yes, we saw what happened in the 2023 election with Obi making a headway.
Oh yeah.
I think the thinking is beginning to change, especially with the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha. They don't care where you come from as long as Nigeria will work.
Yeah, I like that. I like the comparison, or rather the memory you brought up. Obi really did a lot. I don't know whether he still has that clout, whether he's retained.
Maybe somebody else will come with that clout.
But it shows that things could happen.
I hope it happens in my lifetime for me to be able to see a Nigeria where
that is why you have to be optimistic.
Yes, I am optimistic, but still, as long as godfatherism exists, we'll be talking about that on our discussion.
Can you actually do without fatherism in this?
Yes, other people do it. Other countries do it. Why can't we do it in Nigeria?
But the issue of trust.
They have godfathers. They're just playing it, coolly. The godfathers are everywhere. There are godfathers in this country.
Even in America, they are godfathers, but they don't show themselves. That's why
on a day that I don't particularly feel that this is how it should be, I say FCT minister. Other people are godfathers. You don't get to hear about them. They could actually be more effective than you.
Yes, they are just behind the scene.
It's the way you play it. There are godfathers in your family, Demola. I don't want to destroy the fabric of that family. But there are godfathers. Yeah. There are people preferred over other people. And they are self-made people too at the same time. Exactly. So maybe a self-made man will rule this country. In my lifetime, I can't wait to see it, actually.
Is there anybody that is self-made?
Yeah. Of course,
somebody will have to
God
push
made
you.
him.
Somebody-
God is the Godfather.
He wants to start an argument that the entire Good Morning Nigeria belt would not handle.
Is there
Leave this man alone.
anyone that is self-made? You are helped one way or the other.
Yes.
Uh-huh,
And there was something else you raised that I wanted to talk
What's
about.
that?
I didn't quite note it here. Anyhow, I think...
Is it the Yakubu's reforms, laid foundation for credible apples?
No. It was actually I think you mentioned something on the pardons also.
No.
Okay, you
it's
didn't
not
mention
here.
that.
Well, we thank God our Super Eagles arrived to Nigeria safely.
Yes.
They gave us quite a scale.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah. We thank God they arrived safely. Remember the Zambian team.
Yes.
That, you understand? So we must be grateful to
Africa,
Providence.
yes. Cup of Nations, was it 94?
But after that, I don't like people pushing up my blood pressure to a limit that my system might not take. I don't know why Nigeria cannot easily qualify for World Cup. There are abundant talent in this country. It is time to do a replacement chart for those Eagles that play for you, for us.
Did you watch the match?
I saw it. I saw
oh, my
it.
goodness.
I saw
I
it.
was hearing the screams from my
But
neighbors,
they
but
didn't
I
really-
didn't. I was
they didn't
watching
really-
wrestling.
They didn't really
instead.
do badly because
They were
look,
careless
Lesotho,
at the back.
yeah, no, the back line,
Very
they are not watching Arsenal. That is their problem. They need a back line. They need a back line that works. I've been talking well with them.
After
I want to
people,
end on a
after
note
like
of quarrel.
Uche Ogechukwu, Charibu West, and all that, our wing has become very weak.
Yes.
Our wing, the Nigerian wing has become very weak, and it's just easy for them to pass through.
I'm not one
as
of
long
those-
as the wing is weak.
I'm not one of those
the
who think
defense
that
cannot hold.
everybody must be imported to play for us.
You started well.
Really, they should watch
But-
Arsenal because Arsenal give.
Thank
the
you.
best.
Well, we'll take a break now. We'll return.
Let's
after
quiz
this
him in.
conversation. We'll go for a break now.
Bye-bye, Mr. Chukwudi.
You are digressed. So we'll go for a break now. When we
Chelsea
return, the
fan.
conversation will continue. Stay with us.